Tonight, the hometown paper of an American held prisoner in Russia is calling on the Biden administration to do more to get him back. Mark Vogel is a 61-year-old teacher from the Pittsburgh area. He was recently sentenced to 14 years in a hard labor camp for possession of medical marijuana. 14 years in a hard labor camp. Like Brittany Griner, Vogel was arrested when he arrived in Russia, and half an ounce of marijuana was found in his luggage. An editorial in today's Pittsburgh Post-Gazette urges the Biden administration to treat his case with the same urgency as Griner and Paul Whelan's, saying, quote, while the U.S. State Department treats them as wrongfully detained, it does not treat Mr. Vogel that way, although he was arguably in prison for less reason than they were. The State Department has yet to explain why it treats the cases so differently, because if it does so, Vogel may miss out on any potential horse trading that could bring him home from Russian prison with the other two. Ann Vogel is out front now. She is Mark's sister. And Ann, I really appreciate your taking the time to talk about your brother. I mean, the story is incredible. He's detained under extremely similar circumstances as those of Brittany Griner. So first, what's your reaction? She gets a 9-year sentence in a penal colony. Your brother's now starting a 14-year sentence in a hard labor camp.
Well, you can see how completely out of whack the sentencing is to the crime, especially when you're looking at the fellow that they're trying to trade for him, who shot a man in broad daylight. It's so demoralizing that the Russians are taking it to this extreme.
And I know you've said that you felt Mark was given basically what amounts to a death sentence. And, I just want to ask you, what has it been like for you to hear the U.S. government talk about Brittany Griner and Paul Whelan? I'm sure you want them to come home too, of course, but they're talking about them. They're putting those names on the table to try to put out a deal, but they're not mentioning your brother's name.
It's really, it's very hard to hear that. And I have not given up hope. I have a lot of faith that they are working some other deal, that they are going to pull some card out of their sleeve at this point. To leave him there would be really inhumane. And I know that that's not how our country works. They really can't leave him behind. He's 61. He's in there for bringing medical marijuana in for a very chronic pain condition that he has. After he was sentenced, he fell at the detention center that he was at, and he was sent to a hospital detention center, and he was there up until this week. And he's miraculously been cured. And he doesn't need treatment. Of course, we know that that's not true. And we're just trying to bring his story to light. He can't be there. He cannot stay there. And they have to bring him home with the other two. This is the package for someone like Victor Boot. There should be a more gusto given by the government. We need more gusto for this. Better negotiating.
And what have they talked to you? Are they talking to you about, why they haven't formally classified him as wrongfully detained yet, which is, technically something they need to do to engage in any sort of a prisoner swap for him? I mean, have they been responsive or explained anything to you?
They have not really explained anything at all, other than the fact that my brother perhaps didn't check a box that he should have. When it came to this and giving information to family, we're really unclear on why we're not getting better information. We've had nothing really, and we have.
And I hope that
we've had an amazing outpouring of support from his students and from his colleagues. It's been amazing. There's a petition. I think there are over 12,000 signatures on it at this point. They need to listen. This is an amazing person who has put so much more in than into American diplomacy that he's never going to get credit for. He's been teaching American and special children for 35 years.
Yeah.
So we need them to pay attention.
Well, and I hope that they will. I hope that they'll hear you. Obviously, this is such a difficult moment, but a crucial moment, and hopefully one that can draw attention to your brother in addition to Paul and Brittany. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate the opportunity to share the story.